Hello, I'm Dr. Angelo Androsina, aka DermAngelo, board certified dermatologist, skincare enthusiast, and person with a lot of opinions. In today's video, we're going to be doing a kind of unexpected reaction video. A few weeks ago, I reacted to Cassie's skincare routine on Euphoria. Check it out in the card if you haven't seen it already. And imagine my surprise when last week, my little sister, Gabby, sent me the link to Sydney Sweeney's nighttime skincare routine. I promise you, this will not become just a YouTube channel of me responding to the skincare routines of blonde ladies. But I felt like I had to go in for this one. You know, we covered the fictional character. Now we get to cover the real actress. Before we get into it, make sure you're following along on all social media at DermAngelo. If you like my reaction content, you will definitely love my TikTok. Okay, I made myself an iced red eye and I'm ready to go. This is the Harper's Bazaar Go to Bed With Me series. They've titled the video, Sydney Sweeney uses this skincare trick for middle school. For legal and medical reasons, nothing that you will find in this video is medical advice, and it is all my opinion. All of this is just my opinion.
Hey, it's Sydney Sweeney, and I'm gonna share with you guys my nighttime skincare routine. Okay, so first I always put my hair back with a silk hair tie, and I cut bangs recently for my last project, so I have to clip those back too. I feel like I made a terrible decision, but it's okay, they're cute. So I just like do a nice little clip. Then I've always had a really hard time finding a good facial cleanser that works for me.
Okay, first thing, getting her hair out of her face. She said that she uses a silk hair tie. There has been a lot of talk about silk in skincare, specifically silk bonnets for hair, silk pillowcases for hair care and skincare. While there isn't a lot of evidence behind it, we do know that silk has a lower coefficient of friction compared to a lot of other textiles, basically meaning it's more slippy. You know, what could that mean for skin or hair? It's going to pull on your skin a little bit less. Theoretically, it could lead to less pillow wrinkles. So those are those temporary indentations that you might wake up with. Some people also call them sleep wrinkles. So if you've ever woken up with the imprint of your pillowcase or the folds in it on your face, might be decreased with silk. Another thing is that it may theoretically pull on your hair a little bit less, which could mean less breakage.
I've always had a really hard time finding a good facial cleanser that works for me. When I was in high school, I always went through either exfoliating way too much or I ended up just washing my face with water for many years because I kept breaking out and I felt like it was the cleanser, and it wasn't. It was just other products that I was using. And I finally found a facial cleanser that is incredible for me. It is the Laneige Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser. I don't know if you can see, ooh, proper. It's amazing. I take off all my makeup with it. So I actually put it on my face dry, and I don't put water on my face first. I hope that's correct, but I just do like 1 or 2 pumps, and then just do it all over my face. I think I put it on my face dry because I read somewhere to do that once, and then I just kept doing it and it worked.
She alludes to something that I think comes up for a lot of young people, especially if they have acne. Over cleansing, over exfoliating. These things could really exacerbate any inflammatory skin condition, and acne is an inflammatory skin condition. So if you're constantly rubbing and scrubbing at it, it's gonna look more inflamed. Your skin's gonna act up. She also talks about, for many years, only being able to wash her face with water. I quite often talk about the fact that, you know, there's really not necessarily a medical need to wash your face twice per day. It works well for a lot of people. However, if you have more sensitive skin or if you have really dry skin or an impaired skin barrier, then you may think about washing your face once per day with a cleanser and then the other time just rinsing with water. The way that I usually tell people is the best way to do it is cleansing your face at night so that anything from the day is kind of taken off. If you wear makeup or, if you've just like been out and about and you want to kind of take your day off of the skin before you go to sleep. And then in the morning, after you've just been, with a clean face in your bed, just rinsing with water. A lot of people do really, really well with that, especially if they have sensitive or drier skin. This debate about whether or not this cleanser should go on her face wet or dry. Let's look at the cleanser specifically. This is the Laneige Cream Skin Milk Oil Cleanser. I've never used this myself. I'm actually a fan of the Laneige Cream Skin Toner, which is actually, I believe, a DermAngelo winner for 2021. If you haven't seen the DermAngelo Awards for skincare for 2021, check it out in the card. Now, she talks about whether or not she should be applying this on a dry face or a wet face. And I've actually seen a lot of social media content recently, and especially TikToks of young people saying, hey, you don't have clear skin because you're not doing this one trick, which is they apply their cleanser on a dry face and then add water. Theoretically, that's not really going to do much to help water-based cleansers. The idea behind cleansing is basically you're introducing surfactants onto the skin. The function of surfactants is to allow substances that are not normally soluble in water to solubilize in water so that they can be washed away. So applying a water-based cleanser onto dry skin isn't really going to do much to help that. The alternative to that is oil-based cleansers. What an oil-based cleanser is going to do is solubilize substances in an oil-based solution and then emulsify them off with water. And it looks like that's what she's using here. From what I could see, this is an oil-based cleanser. So usually it's meant to go on dry skin. If you want a breakdown of oil-based versus water-based cleansing, how surfactants work, the double cleanse method, and the whole shebang, check out my YouTube video, Derm Does Double Cleanse, which I'll put in the card.
So I hope I'm doing that right. You guys will definitely let me know if I'm wrong doing this.
People on the internet never fail to let you know when you're wrong about something. Sometimes they even let you know when you're not wrong.
I use lukewarm water to take it off. So 1 second. And then I just pat it off. I used to scrub it off, and someone told me that you should always pat your face. I'm no skincare expert though. I learned most of my skincare from multiple different makeup artists or sets that I worked on. Growing up, I definitely didn't even know skincare was an important thing. And then whenever I have eye makeup on, I do this thing, and I don't know if it works or if it's right, but I use Vaseline to take the rest of my eye makeup off, and it also makes a repeat in my skincare journey later. When I was in middle school, I think I read somewhere that Vaseline's supposed to make your eyelashes grow. And so I used to lather my eyelashes and my eyebrows with Vaseline, and I don't know if it worked or not, but I realized it helped take my eye makeup off really gently. So I'm gonna grab. So
yeah, going back to what we were saying about oil soluble versus water soluble, especially if you wear water-based makeup using some sort of oil-based substance, which Vaseline, petrolatum is going to solubilize that makeup. Is this necessarily the best way to do it? I don't know, but it seems like it works and the science behind it makes sense. What she's talking about with it making your eyelashes grow, I've never heard of that in my life, and I can't think of any reason why that would be true. So that's that on that. I just never liked the harsh rubbing of eye makeup. I just pat it off and it all comes off. Does anyone else with that face need two things? Yes. This Vaseline's my travels everywhere with me. Look at that. I have really sensitive eyes, so they get red really fast and easily. It's been a frustrating problem.
So once all my makeup's off,
I have really sensitive eyes too. I actually have something called ocular rosacea, which a lot of people don't know about. Look into it. If you are a person with very sensitive eyes, ask your doctor about it, because I feel like it's something that's really underdiagnosed and there are good treatment options for it. I always love making that diagnosis because for a lot of people, they just don't know that they have it. Finding an answer is really satisfying.
Usually once a week, I try to do a facial peel because I have really terrible combination skin. So I get oily, dry, I get cystic acne, and if there's a lot of buildup on my face, I will break out more. So I will use this, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong because I pronounce everything wrong, but Dr. Dennis Gross, not quite sure. It's the Universal Daily Peel. So there's two parts. The first one is like an exfoliate and smooth. So you do that and then you wait like 2 minutes. And then the next one is an anti-aging neutralizer. I don't know what it does. All I know is it helps my skin. And I just rub it all over my skin. And you just kind of use it until it feels like it's dry all the way.
I've never used this Dr. Dennis Gross facial peel thing. I know that it's pretty popular. What I would say with stuff like this, I know that it's called like a daily peeling pad. I'm glad that she said that she does it once a week or every other week. Especially if you're somebody with sensitive skin, you're not going to be able to exfoliate consistently or constantly. Another thing is that a lot of us who are really into skincare are using a lot of actives. So if you're using retinol every night or retinoid, or if you're on tretinoin, or if you're doing vitamin C during the day, to then add acids in, that could be a lot. Thinking about how to cycle your skincare is really important. So for instance, if you're on a retinoid every night, I don't really think for most people that there's a reason to be going in with exfoliants every single day or twice a day in some cases, as I've seen some people do. You could think about doing kind of like a more intense peel pad or treatment like once a week, twice a week, maybe even every other week, depending on how your skin is. Some versions of this type of treatment that I like are Exuviance's Performance PLA P25. It seems like it's kind of a similar product to this Dr. Dennis Gross product. It's a 2-pad system where you have kind of a peel pad that you put on and then a neutralizer just to kind of bring the pH back in balance. If you're a skincare lover on a budget though, there is the Ordinary's peeling solution, which is a classique. Just use it the right way. Another thing that I would say, and this is a trick that I learned from doing actual chemical peels in the office, you can take a thick ointment like Vaseline or Aquaphor and put it on the more sensitive areas of the face before doing a peeling product like this in order to keep it from sensitizing those areas. So another amazing use for Vaseline, when I do this, I'll put it around my eyes, around my nose, and around my lips just to protect those areas from the peeling solution.
And maybe you guys know what it is because I can't figure it out, but sometimes I get these weird rashes around my mouth or my nose and I cannot get them to go away for the life of me. I was getting them a lot during Euphoria, and I don't know if it was just because I was constantly wearing makeup and changing makeup and or the weather was changing, but that was happening and I started using these and it helped it go away.
Crowdsourcing opinions from people online. Not my favorite. I think, one of the scary things being a dermatologist online is that I will see people, and this isn't, anything against Sid, but I will see people, posting their rashes and saying, please help, trying to tag medical professionals, and then having a bunch of people kind of respond in the comments with things that are, either outlandish or just, not really evidence-based or based in fact, because, they're just lay people that are trying to help out. I think that that's usually not a great idea because it could, send you off down a rabbit hole with like a wrong diagnosis based on an opinion from somebody who isn't, appropriately trained to look at skin. In her case, she's just talking about something that happened that isn't on her face right now. So yeah, think about that before you ask people for their opinion.
Even if I am exhausted and I can't keep my eyes open, number one rule I have always followed is never sleep with your makeup in. So that is my number one rule for myself.
That's a great rule. Please do not sleep in your makeup. It's not the end of the world if it happens every now and again, but please get it off your face.
So we'll just wait a second, let my skin cool down. This is, if you see my lovely robe, I would like to say thank you, Jennifer Coolidge, because she actually, when we were in Hawaii, she gave it to me for Valentine's Day, and it's my favorite robe. So, free Jennifer Coolidge robe. Okay, so then
I love Jennifer Coolidge. I think she's hilarious. That's so fun.
The second towelette is the anti-aging one. We shall see in 10 years if it works. Pretty good. Okay, so you let that dry for a little bit, and then I always love using Laneige's Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Serum. I love putting this as a base for any and all skincare because I think it just really nourishes my skin, and because I do typically get dry, I think it just helps neutralize everything. And I was recently in Albuquerque filming and it was so dry and I just needed anything and everything to moisturize my skin. So I started using this and I love it and it's really fun. You like twist it. I like that because then it doesn't spill everywhere in my luggage because I have a tendency to have that happen. So I just use a couple pumps and I put it everywhere as a base for this amazing device that I have found.
One thing that you'll notice is that Laneige popped up again. So Sydney Sweeney is a, official spokesperson, brand ambassador, whatever you want to call it, for Laneige now. And I think specifically she's promoting this line that she's talking about here. And you could kind of see that in the way that she talks about it. She's giving a little bit more detail on the product, putting a personal story to it. There are certain things in there that sound like brand talking points that I think come up a lot that aren't necessarily the most evidence-based, like, oh, this acts as a base, or it helps, lay down your other skincare, or whatever the case may be. Nothing against her for that. Get your coins. But I don't know if this is a sponsored video. I looked at the description and it doesn't look like there's any sort of sponsorship piece there. I don't think that this is an undisclosed ad of some kind. I just think that, maybe she's actually using these products because she loves them. Looking at this serum, I mean, it looks like your standard hydrating serum. Laneige says that they have their, blue hyaluronic technology. It looks like it's hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid. Hydrolyzing a molecule can make it smaller. And with hyaluronic acid, we know that the smaller the size, the smaller the molecular weight, the deeper it is able to penetrate into the upper layers of the skin. Hyaluronic acid, if you're on this channel, I'm sure you know what it is. It's a humectant, meaning that it holds on to water. So that helps hydrate the skin, but it could also be engineered to give the skin a plumper appearance. It looks like in this serum, you also have some algae extract, which I like as a hydrating ingredient, and other ingredients that are going to help with the skin's hydration, including cedaryl alcohol. We also have beta-glucan. They said that this was suitable for sensitive skin. However, they do note that they have green tea enzymes in here for exfoliation. I'm not really familiar with green tea enzymes, but I know that enzyme exfoliants, they are exfoliants. So potentially exposing your skin to this twice a day might be a little bit much for it. I'm not sure. I haven't tried this product myself. I know that Laneige did have some sort of launch event with Sydney Sweeney and they invited a bunch of influencers and I wasn't invited. But Laneige, if you want to hook me up with this line, I will give you a review.
Okay, so I put that on. And you want to make sure that you don't rub it in too much because then I use this Solo Wave wand and it's like a red light. If you see, it vibrates and it's a red light therapy. And I try to use it every night for about 5 minutes. And I feel like it really helps even out my skin tone. And if I feel like I have a cystic acne pimple coming, it disappears. I might be telling myself that, but it works. So I do it on my cheeks and then my forehead and then my neck. and I use this as the base. You can use other serums, but I like using the Laneige. So if I start to feel dry or the sticks, I add a little bit more serum, but we'll start here. And then just go. I started using this.
Okay, let's talk about these small light devices. Now, the basis of these is not necessarily a shady thing. There are, skincare, well, not skincare, like dermatologic benefits to certain wavelengths of light. However, the issue that I take with devices like these is that they're basing all of their marketing and all of their claims around the studies done about red light, blue light, etc. However, those studies were done with much more powerful devices. This thing looks like it has like 4 or 5 little red LEDs. So it can't really be delivering that much light or that much energy compared to something like a photodynamic therapy unit. These are actual light devices that we use in dermatology for medical indications. And they deliver a lot of light, like a lot of energy. And this thing's delivering 4 LEDs that aren't even constantly shining on a specific area of the skin. She said she uses it for about 5 minutes on her face and neck every day. So that's about, a few seconds maybe of contact on each area, delivering very little light. So like, what is that gonna do? I only take these devices seriously when they have actual studies to back up the claims that they're making. So while this might look like a cute toy, I wouldn't put any hope in it. Okay, I know that I was contacted by this brand a while back about this product, like incessantly, and I just told them to leave me alone. But they're saying in this device you have microcurrent, so that's like devices like the New Face, which might actually do something, but you have to use them consistently. And how much microcurrent are you going to get out of something this small? They say it stimulates the muscles and deeper layers of the skin, helping to reduce signs of aging, promoting smooth, healthy skin. Facial massage, so it provides a gentle facial massage, helping to decrease the appearance of puffiness and dark circles. Like, based on what? What kind of massage are you doing? This is also so operator dependent, and people are just gliding it over their skin. So how much pressure are you actually providing for that massage? And they talk about red light and blue light therapy. We already talked about that, but they say red light deeply rejuvenates the skin and helps reduce the appearance of wrinkles. Blue light helps fight breakouts and reduce the appearance of blemishes. Like, come on. And then therapeutic warmth helps to increase the absorption of skincare products, reduce redness, no, and support healthy glowing skin. I feel like, yeah, how is heat gonna decrease redness when it causes vasodilation? It actually causes your blood vessels to open up. They have a before and after here. The one that they have as the first one here shows day 1, day 14, and day 21. And what I will say is the lighting is completely different in all of these photos. If you notice in the before photo, it looks like the subject is lit from above versus in the last one, well, she's still lit from above. She's lit a little bit more from the front. So that's going to decrease some of the shadows there. And also you'll notice in both of the after pictures, it looks like she has makeup on, whereas she didn't have makeup on in the first one. I will tell you, this is something that I hate, and I see it with like a lot of cosmetic injection before and afters. The before with no makeup and the after with a full face of makeup. Like, come on. That is not an accurate before and after. Let's see, more before and afters. Yeah, and pretty consistently, if you go through their website, the before is no makeup and the after is with makeup on. So what are we doing? Let's learn more about the science behind solar wave. I'm not going to spend the whole video doing this, but they said, for the red light, in a 2014 randomized control trial on red light treatment, 75% of participants showed significant improvement in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles using similar technologies. So the study that they link out to actually has a treatment protocol that includes partial or full body irradiance with multiple wavelengths of light for anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes. This is not the same. Basing your marketing claims on a technology that has very little to do with what you're selling, in my opinion, is not a great approach. You should be doing your own studies.
During, when we were all locked down during quarantine, because I was trying to find things to just make self-care, and I really like using it. I tried a lot of things during quarantine. I got really into face masks and bubble baths and a lot of Cassie's products from her skincare routine was my product. So my manic episode of skincare was also Cassie's manic episode of skincare. All right.
I think it's so funny. I did talk about this in my reaction video to Cassie's skincare routine. Again, in the card, if you want to view it. Apparently, most of the stuff that was used in that skincare routine actually belonged to Sydney Sweeney. And now it makes a little bit more sense that a lot of those were things that she picked up during the early days of COVID, where we were all sitting at home trying new things and trying to pamper ourselves into sanity. And now it seems like her routine is maybe a little bit more sane.
So once that is all done, I move on to my moisturizers. So first I use Laneige's Water Bank Blue Hyaluronic Cream. This was everything in Albuquerque while I was filming. So I take it, rub it, and I lather it all over. Literally, the first time I used this, I woke up and I thought my skin was a baby's bottom. It was so soft. And because everyone's skin was so dry while we were filming, I ended up getting a bunch of their moisturizers and products for the rest of the cast and in the trailer for hair and makeup. And everyone started using them and becoming addicted, and I got them all hooked. I don't know if everyone comes to me for skincare advice, but I really like it when people do, because I feel like I've had such a journey with it, and I've learned, hopefully I've learned, and I'm still learning so much more, but there's no picture proof because I don't want it out there, but I used to have really, really bad skin. And I am so grateful and thankful that I don't have acne scars, because I am a picker and I dug into my face. I had terrible mounds everywhere, and I would make myself bleed, and I could not figure out my skin for years and years until I was like 19, 20 years old. So after the cream moisturizer.
So yeah, another Laneige product here. Surprise, surprise. However, it seems, like these are products that she really loves and uses and recommends to other people. So that sounds like the perfect partnership to me. She also talks about being a picker. And I feel like for people who pick at their acne, there is this just like cycle of doing it that you can't break yourself free from. There is a psychological component there. And when you see a pimple, even though you know that it's going to be better off if you don't touch it, you still want to touch it. By the way, if you want a little bit more information on why acne happens, check out my last video. This is why you have acne. I'll put it in the card. But yeah, quite often I tell people who pick at their acne to remove themselves from the situation where they're picking. I should probably do a whole video on that.
Moisturizer I use, I already took the lid off, but the Laneige's Water Sleeping Mask. So you put it on, and then in the morning it just like soaks in, and then you wash it off. But it's a nice little pick me up when your skin needs a drink.
Okay, this classic Laneige water sleeping mask, I'm not a huge fan of. I feel like it did not hydrate my skin. I like sleeping mask products. They're a little bit more substantial and kind of a little bit more occlusive, really lock that moisture into my skin. One sleeping mask product that I do like from Laneige is actually their Sika sleeping mask. I just love it. I feel like it's hydrating without being too heavy. It is pretty calming, which for somebody with sensitive skin like me, that's something I love and I look for all the time.
And I don't know if this is right, people are probably gonna judge me, but I actually use Vaseline as my under eye cream, and then if I'm feeling like I need to pick me up anywhere else and I'm really dry, I kind of put it everywhere else. So I just take a little bit of Vaseline and I put it under my eyes. I was finding that a lot of under eye creams or oils or whatever products were not working for me. Like, it would make my makeup sit strange, and I felt like my eyes were getting dry, or just, it wasn't right. And then I started doing this, and you guys, it's been a life changer. I don't know why, but Vaseline.
Petroleum jelly. Why is it such a great product to put on your face? We know that slugging has been a big trend, really more last year, but some of the research that's out there shows that using petroleum jelly, while it's occlusive, meaning it's going to form a seal on top of the skin that's going to prevent water from evaporating, prevent water loss through the skin, it actually does allow a small percentage of water to be lost to evaporation. Apparently that's a good thing because it kind of allows kind of a feedback thing to happen where your skin produces more moisture. So yeah, she likes it for her under eye area. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And then if I have is it a pimple, anything that I feel like coming, I have this, it's prescribed to me and I've had it for a really long time, but it's the Epiduo Forte, and I do not put it all over my face. My dermatologist told me to put it all over my face in high school and my face reacted terribly. And then I just started doing spot treatment and that changed the game for me. So I know some people say I put it all over your face, but I do not. So if I have, right now I have like the little ones up there. So I'll put, and I just kind of tap it where it needs.
Okay, Sid, I disagree. I always say, if you're just spot treating your acne, like it's too late. You want to treat the entire area. This Epiduo Forte that she's using, so this is adapalene and benzoyl peroxide. There is a lower strength version just called Epiduo, so that's got the adapalene at 0.1%, and then Epiduo Forte has the adapalene at 0.3%. She's describing something that a lot of people go through when using retinoids or other acne treatments, which is they could be really sensitizing to your skin. So my clinical approach, usually when I have somebody on an acne treatment that they feel like is sensitizing their skin too much, is rather than just telling them, hey, just spot treat when you need it, try to find a way to have them be more consistent. So that might be decreasing the strength of the medication so that they could use it more consistently. It may be decreasing the frequency with which they use it. So, there is some data out there showing that with certain acne medications, you still have a good result using it a few times a week rather than every day. And you could also decrease the number of agents that the person is using. So this is 2 medications in one. There is stronger data for the adapalene 0.3% in this actually doing something as far as collagen production for existing acne scars. So that's a reason to use a higher strength adapalene. But yeah, just food for thought.
Then, to top everything off, I use the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I have all the flavors because I love them all, but right now I'm addicted to the vanilla. So I generously apply to my lips.
This Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask is kind of like a cult product. I think people like it just because it comes in the different flavors. It feels like a little treat that you put on your lips before you go to sleep. I found that it was like a regular lip balm for me. Like it wasn't as occlusive. It wasn't that, what I was really expecting for like the last thing that I want to put on my lips at night. What I do prefer from Laneige, and this isn't as a nighttime product, but throughout the day, is their Lip Glowy Balm, which I have here in grapefruit. Oh, it works. I always wanted to do that. I feel like a real influencer.
It's just a nice little ad, but I sleep with perfume on because I like to smell good. So I also will spray a little bit of perfume. Now I'm gonna go head to bed and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.
She's so adorable. She looks like she has great skin. All I have to say about that last piece is if you have your stuff together enough to be having enough time to put on perfume before you go to sleep, you've got it together. So there you have it. My complete reaction to Sydney Sweeney's night routine. Lots of food for thought there. I feel like I have more opinions on this than I thought I was going to. Things got a little bit heated. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you got this far, even if you didn't like it, I'm sure you learned something, so give it a thumbs up anyway. And hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload. Ciao!